What's crack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lackin', everybody? Welcome in. Sleazebomb here. My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show. Week 7 start-sit show is here. My guy BDE, Big Draft Energy with 5 gifted, down with a migraine today. So he's not going to be on the show, but he'll be back next week. Hope you're doing good there, man. Prayers up there. So we start off with most of the questions from the Patreon first, and then I'll fire through all of your guys' questions as well here, guys. So fire away. Let's get it rolling. This Jags game, man, is super ugly. Trevor Lawrence is playing terrible. Jacksonville is absolutely getting rolled. Matt Stafford is lighting it up. I'm mad that Kyren lost his little touchdown there, but it's all good. He'll get one in the second half here. First question is Henderson or Vidal? I would say that Kamani Vidal is your safer play volume-wise. It's a tougher matchup versus Indy, but, there was that Debro tweet of versus the zone, and the zone scheme that the Chargers run could beat the Colts defense, but still not something I really like, but I'm still trusting him over Henderson. Number 2, should I consider Love over Daniels since Terry and Debo are both out? So Debo Samuel ruled out, guys. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I'm going to change this while we're at it so we can just see the questions. Let's go like this. It's another kind of same situation though. Like, do I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to stay in the game with Jordan Love and the Packers, right? So, no, Jacoby Brissett out there, he made him look better. It could be full, Josh Jacobs game. He's a game time decision too, but I think he's going to play. They said he practiced in full, but he has a calf thing. I'm still going JD5, man. I think he can get it done with Chris Moore, with Jeremy Lane and Luke McCaffrey, hopefully, because that Cowboys defense is so bad that you still have to target it, I think. Number 3, Fields or Caleb? I like Caleb too much. I am not starting Fields, period. I don't care if there's no one out there. You have no Garrett Wilson. I mean, he's a guy that if you start, he could probably be benched if the game gets out of hand early. So I'm staying away from Fields. I can't trust him right now. Also, drop 1 to reactivate Kittle, Sharp, Bourne, or Hunter. I'm probably going to drop Kendrick Bourne with the 49ers receivers almost all the way back. I don't think you're going to have to worry about Bourne, 2-3 weeks from now. I'd rather keep the upside of Charbonnet with a K9 injury possibility and Travis Hunter with the more usage, quote unquote, more usage going on, because he hasn't done a damn thing in this game so far. Trevor Lawrence is missing every freaking pass. So I'm still keeping Hunter. Number 4, 2 wide receivers and a flex in full PPR. Nico is always a must start, not even a question. Jordan Mason, I absolutely love. And now it becomes interesting with Pickens, right? Like, are the Commanders going to stay in this game? I think I'm still going Pickens, but if not, I wouldn't be mad at Xavier Worthy. But they're also in a game where it's like, are the Chiefs going to not just blow the Raiders out too? So I'm going to go Pickens and just hope and pray there, but I think you can go with Worthy and think you'll be fine. Number 5, JD5 or May. See, here comes all these JD5 questions, man. Drake May, I don't think is going to be needed to be used a lot either in the Titans game. So I'm still going to go JD5 here. I'd rather take the playing from behind high shootout game, but I think you're fine either way with both quarterbacks. Here we go. Another one. Number 6, Chris Moore or Luke McCaffrey with everybody out for the Commander game. I mean, Chris Moore got more looks last game. He also got a bunch of deep balls last game as well, and he kind of missed the connection on him. It's not out there a lot with JD5, so that makes sense. This is a crapshoot question, man. You could probably throw Jeremy Lane in here too. I think Zach Ertz is going to have a big day because of this injury situation. I'm going Chris Moore though. I'm going with the volume. Number 7 is Chig Okonkwo or Michael Mayer. I like Chig Okonkwo this week. So Calvin Ridley is down. That Brock Bowers is down. But when you're going up against Steve Spagnuolo and that Chiefs defense, man, they're very good versus the tight end. So I'm going to lean Chig. And he saw a lot of receptions last week. I think he upticked to 6 of them. So I like Chig as a better player this week. Chris Olave or Tet McMillan in full PPR. I like Chris Olave as a smash play this week, guys, with 12 to 15 points and 20-point upside. Perfect matchup versus the Bears. The volume of playing from behind is going to be great. Jalen Johnson, their star corner, is out for the year, and the Chicago secondary is not that great. So I'm gonna lean heavy on Chris Olave this week. I like him a lot. Number 9, with Mike Evans and Egbuka, both game time decisions. So Emeka Egbuka yesterday went from supposedly being ruled out, guys, to possibly playing. And Mike Evans practice, I think he's going to play. I don't know about Egbuka, but if I can hold Tez, like if I have an empty roster spot and I have Egbuka or Evans, I'm definitely holding Tez Johnson as well, or Cameron Johnson if you need to at least have that backup piece on Monday night. But I mean, if they're both out there, it's going to be such a good game. All right, so that's through the Patreon question, guys. Fire your questions away. I'll hop into yours right now. Dallas Goedert from Gladdy or Zach Ertz? Man, Dallas Goedert has been the absolute focal point of the Eagles offense. He has a great matchup this week versus Minnesota. Minnesota struggles versus the tight end and versus the running back. But Zach Ertz with no Terry and no Debo, I mean, these guys are like both must starts here. I'm going to go Zach Ertz, but I think you could honestly flex Dallas Goedert this week too, Gladdy. Let's go here. We got Narcotics. Nice name and picture, man. Ingram, Otton, or Waller. Judy or Luther Burden. Flex Henderson or Tyjae Spears. Thanks. So again, it's going to be tricky because if, Mike Evans and Egbuka are out there on Monday, it's probably going to hurt Otton's value. And Otton has also been a zone beater instead of a man beater, and Detroit runs a lot of man versus the tight end position, so it's kind of a tougher matchup for Otton. Waller's been scoring. The weather is supposed to have some rain and be a little windy in Cleveland. Evan Ingram's been seeing massive targets, but not a lot of, snap share. Like if he's playing 80% of the snaps, Evan Ingram becomes like a must-start tight end. He'd get like 10 targets a game, which is what I wanted at the beginning of the year when he was my dark horse tight end one call. I think I'm going Evan Ingram here. I mean, you could go Waller. It's either Ingram or Waller, but I guess Waller gives you a higher touchdown upside with, a touchdown in every game he's played in. I go Waller, I guess, by 51-49. Can't start Luther Burden with DJ Moore back. I go Judy, but it's not pretty. And then Henderson or Spears. I like Spears a lot this week, guys. So Spears is like one of my sneaky sleeper plays. You got no Calvin Ridley. New England Patriots run D is very good in between the tackles where Tony Pollard is going to be in that's where he's going to struggle. And I think Tyjae Spears can get a lot of work done in the backfield playing in garbage time. 5 gifted from my guy BDE. Hope that migraine's good, man. Hope you're doing well, brother. Early Bird gets the Warren. What's up, Emo? A word, how we doing, brother? What's good? Week 7 is here. The Rams are dominating. Gabriel says 6-point passing TD. Definitely not Fields if it's 6-point pass TD. Bryce Young, Mac Jones. Mac Jones is a tough matchup. I'd probably go Michael Penix here. With the 49ers being down a lot of, you got Nick Bosa, the pressure's less off the line. You got your leader, Fred Warner, down. I think Penix could have a better day than, I'm looking at Bryce Young versus Jets D or Mac Jones versus Falcons. Good defense. Pat Crest 12. What's up, my man? Bench Warren. Start Chris Moore. Oh my God, you can't bench Tyler Warren. I cannot say to bench Tyler Warren, but you got to start Fannin. I love Fannin this week. He's my tight end 4 with tight end 1 upside. And when it comes to like that commander room, you're looking at, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Chris Moore? Is it going to be Jeremy Lane? Is it going to be, Luke McCaffrey? One of them is going to hit a touchdown. One of them is going to score, right? Or one of them is going to have a big day. But we know that Tyler Warren is always going to have a big day. I can't say bench Tyler Warren. I'd rather flex both tight ends there. Sam Judkins. I'm going to say Judkins for every single question that there's Judkins. Judkins is an absolute smash play for me. I firmly believe that his floor is 15 points with a 20-point upside. And when the weather's bad, it is also more run game. Carlos says flex 1, T-Mac, Luke McCaffrey. I'm still going T-Mac. Running back, Henderson, Spears. Yeah, I'm still going T-Mac here. I do like Spears for like a deep play, but not over Ted McMillan still. My flexing Hubbard, Dowdle, Quentin Johnston, or even risk holding out for Egbuka from Daniel. We don't know how the Panthers are holding this tight to the chest with this starting running back. How's it going to go? They paid big money for Chuba, and obviously Dowdle had 2 good games, but Dowdle did those 2 good games against the 2 worst run Ds in football. So it's a good matchup. I'm going to lean to flex Dowdle. And I think you have a good game script here either way. So I do think Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard will both get enough touches to be like a flexible start, because I don't think the Jets are going to stay in the game that long. It could be like a trap game too, where the Jets do stay in the game, but I just don't see the Jets doing anything. Higbee drops it. Quentin Johnston. If Egbuka plays, it's got to be Egbuka. I mean, you could also pick up Tez and hope Egbuka's out there. Maybe play Tez, but I still think that's too risky. I'd rather go Dowdle or Hubbard, I guess I'd say. QJ or Swift. I like Swift a lot this week. Adrian Carrillo. I think Swift is going to have another big game, and he can get it done through the pass game and through the ground game. I'd rather take the volume than risk it on QJ hitting a big home run. A-Word, need a tight end and 2 flex. So Waller, Taylor, Keenan, Rico, Tez, Chris Moore. So Keenan's got to be the play, right? So the Indianapolis Colts, man, they are heavy struggling. Sorry, I'm watching the game at the same time. Versus the slot. So, Keenan, Ladder going to line up slot on both sides. So I like him as your start. Waller, Taylor. I like Taylor a lot. He's the only guy out there. He's probably your safe tight end start. And then if I had to flex, I'm going Rico. So I'm going to go Rico, Keenan, and Mason Taylor this week. Smitty, what is good, my man? MCM, Justin Jeremio, AJ Brown. I don't like AJ Brown this week at all. I love Olave this week, and I like Pittman this week with Josh Downs out. So I think that's going to open it up more for Pittman here. Or stick with Tet McMillan. Oof. I'm going Tet, Olave, and Pittman. I do not like AJ Brown this week. Minnesota coming off the bye. They're the number 1 defense versus the quarterback and the number 1 defense versus the wide receiver. It is going to be a tough matchup out there for the Eagles wide receivers this week, I believe. And I believe it's a Saquon Barkley game. He's like one of my locks on the week for pick'ems as well. Emal says, I'm cooked. I'm starting Vidal and Chris Moore right now, but I have Ellick, Io Manor. I don't like Io Manor versus Chris Gonzalez. Luke McCaffrey, Chuba, or Bam Knight. I'm gonna throw out Vidal and Chuba. I still think Chuba is gonna be a relevant start. I know Chris Moore's got the splash play opportunity versus the Cowboys in a big shootout game. I just don't I don't know which guy it's going to be, right? I don't know if it's going to be Chris Moore. I don't know if it's going to be Luke McCaffrey. I don't know if it's going to be Jeremy Lane, or I don't. You might even see some Ben Sinnott in this game, which will be interesting to see, because that's the guy I've been waiting to see for a while. So I'm going to play it safe and go Chuba and Vidal. Lance Robo says, start 1, Evans, Kittle, Olave, Jordan Mason, Tet McMillan. It's got to be Mike Evans, man. It's hard to say to sit George Kittle, Olave, Jordan Mason. I like all 4 of them as starts, right? Like, you can't sit Kittle. Olave, I like for a smash. Jordan Mason, I love for anytime touchdown this week. Tet McMillan, another great start. With this many options, though, Lance, you should be trading to like tier up. This is way too many flex options, by the way. Like, I'd be looking to go get like a King Henry right now. But with Evans, I mean, Detroit is down 5 of their 6 starting corners. Their safeties are banged up. Kirby Joseph got banged up in that game. He's a game time decision. That shootout game, I'm not sitting Mike Evans on first game back. He's going to smash in this matchup. Smitty says, McManus, Gay, or Fairbairn. Well, I would have said Matt Gay, but now we have Debo and, Terry McLaurin down. I'm going to lean McManus if he's out there, but I haven't seen, is he cleared to go yet? I haven't seen that update. And if you guys get updates during the show, drop them in there for me. That helps me, because I'm not looking at my phone right now. McManus listed as questionable for Sunday. Didn't practice this week, so you'd have to wait till the afternoon clock with McManus as well. So, I mean, and Fairbairn has a great matchup kicker-wise at Seattle. So I guess I'm going Fairbairn, but man, I wish I knew McManus's update right now, because I like McManus too if he's out there going. And Harvesting's not a bad backup behind him. So you could pick up McManus too and then wait for Harvesting as well if you wanted to do that, because I do like that matchup versus Arizona with Green Bay kicker-wise. Thank you, Lance. What's good, my man? Let's get these dubs, baby. Cyree says, huge dilemma. Waddle, Henderson, Egbuka, Charbonnet. I don't like Charbonnet. I don't like Henderson that much. I mean, the matchup's great. I just can't trust Travion right now. You got to start Waddle. No matter what, he's still going to get volume. I would love to say Egbuka because he's going to go nuclear if he plays, but it's just a nightmare to wait. You know, again, you could play that, pick up Tez Johnson behind Egbuka kind of thing, but I don't like that as much, especially with Evans back. So I'm going to say Waddle and Henderson, but I wish it was Egbuka. I'm gonna throw that out there. Yep. I don't like Sharp this week, so I'm staying away from that. Emmanuel Wilson, if Jacobs is out, is going to be an absolute smash. But again, that's another nightmare decision. We don't know that's going to happen. I do not like K9 this week at all, though, Misa. He's one guy I stayed away from all year. And the split, I mean, you just heard the head coach and how they're looking at it. They're like, well, we don't want to disrespect Charbonnet. We don't want to disrespect Helani. I don't know what they're doing with K9, but this is a very, very tough matchup for Seattle's run game this week. Walker's got to be a sit. Samson says Fannin or Kraft. I like Fannin as my tight end 4. Kraft is my tight end 5, but I do believe that Fannin has a chance to give you tight end 1 upside this week, where Kraft is probably going to be touchdown dependent, and Packers could blow him out, so it could be bad volume for Kraft. I'd rather take the Fannin 10 to 15 targets he's going to get. Get loose, ETN. Luke McCaffrey or Golden? Oh, what's up, Easy ET? I mean, you want to target the Cowboy defense. I just don't know which guy it's going to be. That's the tough part. It's like Russian roulette with Chris Moore, Luke McCaffrey, and Jalen Lane. I think your volume might be better for McCaffrey, to be honest, but we're going to get bold. I'm going to go with Luke McCaffrey here. I'm going to say that Matthew Golden and Kraft are going to be like guys that have to score early if they don't. So I'm going to take the high implied point total game of Dallas and take McCaffrey. That's kind of crazy to say, but they're both 50-50, but I'll lean the high implied point total game there. Trade question from Narcotics CMC being offered Drake London. I'm smashing that in a heartbeat. Drake London, Lamar Jackson, and Bucky Irving. You're taking that and running. You could turn Drake London and Bucky into almost better value than CMC by itself, and you get Lamar Jackson on top. That's not even a question for me. I would have hit that in a heartbeat. Let's go, Hunter. Get loose. Lord Booty. I like the name, man. Sit Trey Tucker and wait for the Egbuka news. I can grab Tez or Sterling. So, I mean, let me look something up here while we're at it. Let me look this up. We're going to go wide receiver. So Jacoby Myers is working out pregame here versus the Chiefs. I mean, God, Geno Smith's been so bad, but Trey Tucker has actually not been bad. Travis Hunter's getting loose, baby. I think I'd rather wait for Egbuka and grab Sterling Shepard here than I would grab Trey Tucker. He's kind of a vertical boom bust threat. It could be nice versus the Chiefs, but I like the other play better. Daniel says pick one: Hubbard, Dowdle, Quentin Johnson, Ertz. I also have Ferg at the tight end slot. Should I even hold out for Egbuka? Dude, Ertz has to be a start now, right? So when you got Terry McLaurin and Debo both down, Ertz is coming off a 20-point game. He's going to be the number 1 look. So Ertz, I would rather start Ertz over Ferg at this point. Holding out for Egbuka, I think I'm still going Dowdle. I think I still throw Dowdle in there. You could even go Ferg and Ertz, but again, it's like, do we think the game script with the Cowboys and Commanders is going to be that 55, 60-point game without their 2-star wide receivers out there? I don't think so. So I'm going to throw Ertz in the start, and I'm going to throw Dowdle in the start. Thank you for the gifted membership, A-Word. Sorry, one more start. Mac Jones. I can't start Tua, bro. Tua is my quarterback 30 at Cleveland. No shot. I'm still ripping off that Thursday play fam legendary call, A-Word. Thank you, man. That was wild, bro. I had Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers at 20-plus point plays in the Thursday night game, and they both absolutely smashed. Lance says Swift or Mason. God, I've got Mason at 14, Swift at 15. I probably like Mason for an anytime touchdown more than I like Swift, but Swift gives you that PPR upside more than Mason does. And Swift is coming off a hot game. Mason's coming off a bye. Parker Washington drop or flag. I think you're good either way. I think those are both flex starts, but I'm I'm gonna go Swift here. I'm gonna switch my ranking. I'm gonna put Swift at 14, Mason at 15. Thank you for the sub, Misa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys haven't tapped the like, hit a subscription. All the support's appreciated. I'll be live for the next 45 minutes. We'll have Big Draft Energy back next week here, guys. Thank you for all the help this season. You guys are the best. Thank you. That means the world, man. We put a lot of heart and soul and energy in this to help everyone dominate here. He says, sorry, I tried to delete the first question, so it looks like I repeated, but I remembered I had Ertz. Yeah, Ertz has got to start. He's got to. Like, it's too good of a matchup for Ertz this week. Lord says, flex Fannin, Dowdle, Rashad White. I mean, Rashad White's your safe play, like 100%. I'd say Fannin is your upside play, and I'd say Dowdle can be a flex play with the situation between him and Chuba just makes it tougher. So I think I'm going to stick with the guy that's going to get the full workload, the full snap share, and that's Rashad White. Even though they said Sean Tucker's going to get more usage, I'm not buying into that. Oh, that's Nick Chubb. Oh, no, I don't like Nick Chubb this week. No. Chubb is not for me. Thank you for the subscription, Lyso. Thank you. How crazy is that Buka's leaning towards playing? I can't believe that. But the weird thing is like in that game, he was sitting on the sideline with his helmet on, ready to go back in with the hamstring injury. So was the hamstring really that bad? Like they ruled him out on Wednesday and then he's ready to go like Monday. It's a very weird situation for me. I have Kai Ren in 2, and he's at 5 points. I know he got that touchdown called back, or not called back. He was in on that touchdown, dude. They could have challenged that, and Kai Ren would have scored. Would I trade Henderson for Persall? So, Nick, I really like this one. I would say it depends on your roster. What is your running back depth? What is your wide receiver depth? Because I really do like Persall down the stretch a ton when he gets out there healthy, which should be probably next week. But, Henderson could also give you that chance of taking the job from Ram, but that doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon with the Patriots situation. I can't figure it out. PPR, start 2, QJ, Waddle, MHJ, or Diggs. I'm going to go MHJ because you got Jacoby Brissett out there, and he made the offense look better. Marv looked great last week till the concussion. Trey McBride got involved. You're probably going to be playing massive volume from behind. Diggs, we don't know if he's even out there yet. If you guys get the Stephon Diggs update, drop it in there. He says he's a game time decision. Waddle is a nice flex play as well, but QJ is more boom or bust for me. Gabriel says Quentin Johnson or Dowdle. I like Dowdle as a safe play. I think the game with the Colts is going to live in between the numbers for the Chargers with the slot receivers. So, yeah, QJ could hit his 70-yard touchdown bomb, but I don't like betting on that. I'd rather take the Dowdle 8 to 10 points with a touchdown upside. Clement, I don't know about this one yet because again, we don't know about Diggs yet. Hang on, actually I'll switch it up here. Diggs is expected to play. Okay, so Diggs is out there. These are the updates I need when we're going through. I'm gonna put my phone. Hang on. I'm gonna just have the updates on my phone sitting in front of me like this as they come through. This is actually smarter. Okay. Dolphins. Quinn Ewers is now the backup. Okay. Tez Johnson or Chris Moore. I'm going to go Chris Moore because we don't know how it's going to go for Tez Johnson. We don't know if Buka's going to be out there. Like I was saying earlier, he did have his helmet on last week and he wanted to play in that game. And then he came down with a hamstring that ruled him out. So I'd rather take the guy that I know is going to be, more relevant this week. And I'm going to go Chris Moore. Oh, what's up? Why? How we doing? What's up? Full PPR Marv or Jordan Mason today in the flex on the bench. I'm not starting AJ Brown this week either. I'll be trying to move. If you got these choices though, I'd be trying to tear up a trade. I mean, having AJ Brown and MHJ on your bench is painful. I'd like Jordan Mason for a touchdown today, so I'm going Jordan Mason. But I do like the Marv start as well. But I do like Jordan Mason for more points. Schefter said Buka has a real chance to play. Yeah, so that's going to just be – if we get the update that Buka is playing, guys, he has to be in your lineup. Has to be. Like, no question about it. Start 2 FNCS, Clicks, Peterbot, Yamzo, or Cold. Peterbot's the GOAT. And I'm going to take Clicks, bro, because I've always been a Clicks fan. Yo-Yo Gamer says start Harold Fannin or Kittle this week. I got Kittle at 6 and Fannin at 4. Kittle does have the toughest matchup in football versus the tight end with the Atlanta Falcons. They are number 1 versus the tight end on the season. Fannon's probably going to see way more volume, but it's super hard to sit superstar George Kittle, But I do like Fannin too much this week, man. Fannin is like my guy. So I'm going to stick with Fannin, but benching Kittle is tough, tough, tough. If Egbuka plays, do I drop K. Dotton? Yes, you do. But we don't. Here, let me. Do we have official word? A real chance to play. Deemed game time decision. Let me see. Let me pull up some Mecca stuff right now. Let's see if we can get any. Despite both receivers being listed as questionable Monday night, Mike Evans likely to play, and Emeka Egbuka has a real chance to play. Low grain hamstring. That's what I thought last week. He was trying to get in that game. So I was like, he's probably going to play. So Emeka Egbuka is going to be an absolute start. And K. Dotton, I'm going to actually drop right now in one of my leagues as well. And I am going to. Oh, what wide receiver here? See, I'm in this Luke McCaffrey, Chris Moore, Jalen Lane situation. The pain. Start Mason and Pacheco over Brees, scoutable. So I like Mason and Pacheco a lot this week. Pacheco is my call of the week for 15 plus points against the Las Vegas Raiders. You're going to be in a game script where you're looking at, Rashee Rice is back. Mahomes is playing out of his mind. The Raiders are in shambles. So I think the Chiefs just blow him out. And I think Pacheco will see 20 plus touches in this game and find the end zone. I like Mason to score, but over Brees and Scatterbo. Scatterbo has a tough matchup. Brees has a tough matchup, but he probably gets 20 plus touches again for Brees. Dowdle and Chuba, I'd stay away from with all these guys. It's between Brees and Mason for me here. And Brees is probably going to get just so many touches. It's hard to say to start Mason over Brees. I go Brees and I go Pacheco here. I really do think that Brees is going to get, you got no Garrett Wilson. He's probably going to get 25, 30 touches in this game. And I'd rather take the volume. Do you start Mike Evans or Egbuka? You start both. Detroit is beat up across the board defensively, and you're looking at a shootout game. If I have both these guys, I'm starting both these guys either way. Like, it's just going to be a massive, massive shootout game. And Baker Mayfield is so damn good right now. It's almost impossible. Gladdy. Oh, it came back. I answered your question at the beginning, but I got you. Dallas Goedert. So Dallas Goedert has a super plus matchup. The Minnesota Vikings, they struggle versus the tight end. He's been the focal point of the offense. But Zach Ertz, with everyone down, you can't sit Zach Ertz. But I would honestly start double flex, start your tight ends here. Dallas Goedert cannot sit this week either. Like, this is a good problem to have both ways. Emal, what's good, man? Chris Moore, Bam Knight. I'm going Chris Moore. I don't trust any run game against the Green Bay Packers, especially a running back that wasn't even on your damn depth chart when the season started. So I'm staying away from that. I know that DeMercado was ruled out, but still, I mean, if Bam Knight falls into the end zone, shame on me. I don't trust it. I know he fell into the end zone last week, but not something I'm going to be looking into heavy there. Okay, hang on. Now we're going to look into some pick'ems. You keep firing away. I got you guys. Brutal question. I'm taking the upside still. I'm going Chris Moore. Sutton or Zach Ertz from Gladys. So Sutton I like for anytime touchdown. He's on my list this week. I like Sutton over the 55 yards as well. The matchup is pure gold versus the New York Giants. Their secondary is where they struggle. Their front seven is very good versus the run. It's just so hard to sit though now. Like, who else do you have here, Gladdy, that's sitting? Because you got to start both these guys. This is a double start question here for me. Cyree says start AJ Brown, Egbuka, Pacheco, Stevenson, Hendy. So Pacheco is number 1 for me. Egbuka has to be your number 2. With the update of the chances that he's going to play, you can't miss out on this Detroit Bucks game. It's probably the game of the week. It's probably the highest scoring game of the week. I mean, again, Detroit's secondary is absolutely just depleted. So I actually love that play with Egbuka. Level 1. Football Sunday. What's good, Creek Geek? How we doing, brother? Born I am Manor Charbonnet. My God, bro. So I'll break it down like this. Bourne is going to get AJ Terrell, which is a quarterback right now that is probably raising his name into the superstar level status. He has been locking down the last 3-star wide receivers he's played against. But do we get Juan Jennings against him? I don't think Juan Jennings is going to draw that with Bourne, his busted up ribs. Then you get A.O. Manor, or A.O. Manor, and he gets Christian Gonzalez, which is a superstar corner, but he also doesn't travel, so they could move A.O. Manor all over. And then you get Charbonnet versus one of the best run defenses. Could he get that goal line touchdown? Maybe. Yeah. This is brutal. I'm gonna lean Kendrick Bourne. Here. You gotta ride with the Mac Jones hot play. He loves him. It's a tough matchup across the board. Flex Fannin or Jordan Mason. God, I like Fannin so much. I like Fannin so much. Adams, dang it. I'm running back to Genty, Rashad White. Yeah, I'm going Jordan Mason. He probably has the higher percentage for a touchdown, but I think the volume Fannin's gonna get is gonna be wild. It's really hard to sit Fannin for me, but I'm still going Jordan Mason. I do PG-13 things to jars and mayonnaise. To this Jags game, man. Look at Travis Hunter. He's dialed in. Get him the ball. Glad Pickens or Ertz. So hang on, we got an update coming in. The Vikings. Carlos Santos is not kicking, so Jake Moody's kicking. Not a bad play there. We're good for weeks. MCL sprain. Okay. Safety is out. Okay. I'm going Zach Ertz here. I think Zach Ertz as the focal point is better than a Pickens with CeeDee Lamb. Pickens has been on fire. Could he score for sure? Is Pickens still a start? Yes. But I'd rather take Zach Ertz here. I told you it wasn't BTJ week, man. The game's not over yet, but BTJ is not really going to have good games against good competition. It's Trevor Lawrence is just not that guy, bro. It's just official. Start Tet or wait for Egbuka. I'm waiting for Egbuka. The matchup is absolutely amazingly insane for Mike Evans and Emeka Egbuka if they get out there. Like you're looking at probably 220+ point wide receivers in a matchup where the defense is just shattered. Please search that interview right now. Do PG-13s for jar of mayonnaise. I'll peep it. Josh Jacobs don't have the update yet, right? Let's see. A true game time decision. Team added the calf injury practice report Friday. Full participant, though, so he's likely to suit up. Emmanuel Wilson would draw the start. If not, contingency options should be rolled out later today, which sucks. So we're just flat out waiting. Avoid Moody wind gusts of 30+ mile an hour. That's a great update that I needed to hear, Cyree. Definitely avoid Moody with 30+ winds. But man, being a Niner fan and Jake Moody and how much I hate the guy, I was happy to see him have a good game and hit the game winner. And he walked out with his helmet on to the interview like in a panic because he wasn't ready. Shit was funny. Here we go. Smitty says, "You're the man, Sleeves. Start 3. Nico never sits." Oh my God. Smith. We gotta be trading here, man. Oh my, you're trying to kill me. I can't sit Nico, London, Evans, or Egbuka. I would cross Diggs out. My God, I'm gonna go. Let me do it in my head here. You're gonna get is Woolen actually? Is the Seattle secondary back? Is the question I'm gonna need here for this one. They were banged up last week, which is why I liked BTJ. But we are gonna have to wait till Monday to find out, and they were doubtful last week, so they got to be close. So full injury report, Seattle game. Hang on, the Seattle Seahawks are at the bottom. Okay. Seattle Seahawks defensive injuries. So Derek Hall out. Julian Love, safety questionable. Devin Witherspoon, safety questionable. Woolen is back out there. Finley's been out for the year. So they're getting 2 of the 3 back that were down last week, and 1's down. So I'm still going Nico Collins. I'm going Nico London and flip a coin between Evans and Egbuka. They're both starts. That's a tough one. But I would definitely cross out Diggs here. Yo-Yo Gamer, do I like trading Breece Hall in a heartbeat? If you have that option right now, smash that now. Derrick Henry, do not count the Ravens out at 1-5. Lamar Jackson has already said that he is back next week. They are going to be coming out with a freaking vengeance at 1-5, and King Henry is going to be a top 5 running back the rest of the season. Latrell Marka, full PPR. Chicago weather is crazy right now, so I'm debating if I should bench Odunze and flex Jordan Mason instead. So Chicago weather is crazy, guys. That leans me more towards DeAndre Swift here as well, too. So if you have a DeAndre Swift option, when the weather gets really bad, running backs see a lot more work. So if you guys get weather updates too, drop them to me like that. I love that. And DeAndre Swift is going to be bumped up probably 2-3 spots, like almost top 10 running back for me this week. Should I bench Odunze though? I do like Jordan Mason, man. I do like Jordan Mason, but it's really hard to bench Odunze. I think I would. If the weather's that bad, I think I'm taking the Jordan Mason. I'm taking the volume, and I'm playing the touchdown upside there. And again, I like Jordan Mason for anytime touchdown this week. One more for you. Kamaro Rico for the RB2 slot. Yeah. They just updated that Kendre Miller is going to get more work. We've got a Chuba Hubbard Rico situation. I'm going Rico, and I'm going Rico because I firmly believe that the Panthers are going to control the game clock here, and either with the split with Chuba, with the split with Rico, I think that's a better chance for a touchdown upside and better chance for more volume than going at Chicago with Kamara and what's going on there. So I'm still going to go Rico here, and I hate saying that, but I got to go Rico. My running backs are Saquon and Jaylen Warren. Saquon's going to have a big day. You already got 20 from Warren. You're sitting pretty there. Back to that trade question. I'm smashing that trade. Absolutely smashing that trade. Start Tet, wait for Egbuka. I'm trying to see which one's one. Oh, flex Jordan Mason, have Ladd and Cortland. Yeah, I'm going Jordan Mason there. By the way, Latrell still. Pick one, Rico or Keenan. I would say that Rico is again your volume, your safe volume play for probably 8 to 10 points. But I do like Keenan or Ladd because that's where the Colts get beat is by the slot wide receiver. I guess I would say look at your matchup here. Do you need the safe kind of 8-10 point play with a touchdown upside, or the boom play kind of would be the question on this one, because I like both these guys as safe starts here, A-word. Another league, Ferguson or Kittle. I'm gonna go Kittle here. And it's only because those Commanders players are down. If they weren't down, I would go Ferguson, and I still like Ferguson as a start, but I'd rather take the volume play of Kittle, and the superstar first game back. Do they just feed Kittle kind of thing instead of Ferguson with CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, and no Commanders wide receivers out there? What's good, Bob? Tet or Luke McCaffrey? I still got to go Tet, man. With Luke McCaffrey and Jeremy Lane and Chris Moore, it's so hard to decipher how that's going to go. I know that, one of them's going to hit. I just don't know which one is going to hit because the Cowboys defense is terrible. I'd rather take like the safe play, the volume guy that I know that's getting a 25% target share, and that's Ted. Donnie specialty. What's good, my man? Addison or Dubs this week? I'm leaning Addison. Is Christian Watson back? I haven't seen if he's activated off the pup yet. So he's ruled out. So you're still going to have Dubs as your one. Addison had a better connection with JJ McCarthy than he does with Wentz. Your matchup is, he could draw Cooper DeJean. He could draw Quinyon Mitchell. I think Quinyon Mitchell might be out for this game too. I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to go Addison here. I do think Dubs gives you a higher touchdown upside, but I think Addison's a better volume play here. I think the Packers could just run out the Cardinals out the building. So I am going to go Addison. I agree with you there. So with weather being bad, am I starting Williams or Hurts? I don't like Hurts this week, but he always gives you the touchdown upside. But again, I mean, we've had these weather updates. Like last week, we were sitting there saying, the game between the Rams and the Ravens is going to be the worst weather game, and it was clear skies. So I like Caleb still this week. Probably, I like Caleb a ton this week. But bad weather or not, Hurts could give you a tush push. Vikings D is very good. They're coming off a bye, man. I don't like Hurts this week. Hey, Sleaze, if Jacobs sits, I'm going Emmanuel Wilson 100% if Jacobs sits. And I don't even like Tony Pollard this week either way. BTJ, man, what are you doing, bro? And he's hurt. Nope, he's getting up. He's hurt. He's limping. This guy just can't catch this year, dude. He is just not the fucking guy. I'm done with the BTJ talk, Big Draft Energy. I'm done. Coker or Shepard, Jacobs or Scatter. Obviously, it's going to be Jacobs if he's out there. 100%. Like, no question about it. Coker or Shepard. If both those guys are out there, it's hard to start Shepard. If you have a choice between Coker right now, like I'd rather take a shot on like a Chris Moore or Luke McCaffrey over Coker. I'd rather chase that Cowboy game. So if you have a waiver wire pickup right now, like let me go to the wire. These are even in my, expensive leagues. There's still a Luke McCaffrey. There's still a Chris Moore. There's still a Jalen Lane. So not mad at any one of those, to be honest. But I Coker's first game. Yeah, I get that it's his first game back, but they're not going to need to score many points against the Jets. I think that's more of a grunge type game where the Panthers just control the clock. So yeah, I'd rather play a different option than Coker, but definitely Josh Jacobs. Nope. Hayward, this guy has earned superstar status. Jay season is never even a question for me. He can beat double. Trevor Lawrence, man. I can't watch this fucking Jaguars fraudulent 4-2 offense. I've been saying that for weeks. They're frauds. They're frauds. They're frauds. But Jay season, dude, he's superstar status now, man. He's no longer a question. He's been beating double coverage, triple coverage, man coverage, zone coverage. He'll beat it all. Kraft or Kittle? I'm going Kittle just because I don't think they're going to need to use Kraft much. If he doesn't score early here, Alex, I don't think it's going to be a game script where, the Arizona Cardinals keep up. So I think it's going to be more of a, run game with Josh Jacobs. And I do think Josh Jacobs is going to play, but we'll see how that goes. And would you play either of them at flex over Pickens, London, or Rasheed? I'm definitely not sitting London or Rasheed. Pickens would be an option to sit, but then you got the Commanders wide receivers down too. Oh, I think we just got an update here. Did I read this right? So Jacoby Myers ruled out, guys. Las Vegas Raiders are just done. Jacoby Myers is absolutely cooked. The Raiders are cooked. Maybe back to that question. If you're still in chat, Trey Tucker becomes interesting. Back to the question. I skipped it. Would you play either of them at flex? I don't think I'm playing them at flex over Pickens, Rasheed, or London, though. I think I'm sticking with those three. Thank you very much for the content. Really enjoy your videos. Thank you. That means the world. Glad. Thank you, man. Fly Eagles fly in the building. What is good, my dude? Are you ready for that Eagles game, man? Start D. Smith over Franklin, Mooney, or Coker from Misa. Oh, man. I think D. Smith's in for a tough matchup here. I think A.J. Brown is too. The Vikings are so good versus the wide receiver. Their secondary is nasty. Franklin, Pat Bryant's getting more involved. You got Mims. That's a nightmare. Mooney, Mooney's probably your safe play. Coker, I don't like in his first game back. I don't think they're going to need to use him a lot. He could pop a home run, but that's still risky. It's D. Smith or Mooney for me. And I think that's, 50-50 flip. I'm probably going D. Smith still, but that's a rough one, bro. That's tough. Like, give me D. Smith, 51-49. No, this is Patrick BTJ in play right now. Start 3 to BTJ, man. Start 3. K9. K9's a sit for me. Sharp is a sit for me. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is brutal. T-Mac, I gotta go T-Mac. I gotta go JMO, right? And I hate saying that because I just don't like Kendre Miller's supposed to get more work. That's the update, and we've got bad weather. You know, Kendre Miller could give you 6 to 8 points, you know, maybe with the touchdown upside, you know, fall in the end zone. Woody Marks, great matchup, still splitting with, you know, Chubb. Charbonnet, K9. I don't like K9 this week. I don't like Sharp this week. Oh, let's go with so lock in T-Mac and JMO. And let's pop K9, man. Let's hope K9 can break one. Thank you for the gifted membership, A-Word, absolute GOAT, bro. Thank you for all the support you show me, man. It means the world. Start Knicks or Field? I'm definitely not starting Justin Fields. I mean, could he give you 100 yards rushing with Garrett Wilson down and rushing a TD? Yeah, he sure could any week. But if they're down, you just 17-3, you might get Justin Fields pulled in this game for Tyrod Taylor. So I'm not even risking it for the biscuit with Justin Fields. Yosley's two last minute decisions. Diggs and Marv. I'm going Marv. Waller or Taylor. And Waller's been scoring like crazy. Taylor's got, you know, no Garrett Wilson. Taylor has the second best matchup on the week for the tight end position. I said Waller earlier. This is like a 51-49. I like them both. I'm gonna go Waller because he's been on Stafford corks one. I'm gonna go Waller because he's been hot. I do like Taylor as a start though too, so that's a tough one. But I'm leaning Waller 51-49. Start 2, Rico Swift. Swift is a must start. Olave is a must start. Mason is a must start. Who are we sitting here, Randy? Swift with the weather. Like the weather just got really bad. You know, people in Chicago are in here. They're like, the weather's terrible. So that's going to be more of a run game than the Chicago Saints game. So I would maybe even, you know, think about moving Rico in for Olave depending on how bad that weather is. But Swift and Mason are definitely starting. Egos are looking grim. We got to get a CB2 and some type of edge help. Just hoping I can overcome a Warren Chase McPherson start for my opponent. Oh my God, bro. You got 30, you got 54 for 17, you got 70 freaking 7 dumped on you. Oh, from a kicker too. McPherson had a day, bro. That is rough. If Jacobs doesn't play, you got to go Emmanuel Wilson. But again, we don't have that update yet, do we? So I don't know how much I love that. I'm actually going to go like this. When are we going to get this Josh Jacob update, man? This could be huge. I'm going to make a move right now in one of my leagues where it's sitting here. Just to block it. Coker, good flex this week. I don't like Coker this week on his first game back versus the Jets. I mean, they're weak versus the slot, which is what he could play, but I don't think they're going to need to use him much. I don't think the Jets are going to score many points. I think they control this with the run with Dowdle and with Chuba Hubbard more. So unless it's like a deep, like 16 man and you're seriously banged up with injuries, I would kind of stay away from Coker. Who do I trade for? Derrick Henry. Owner needs a wide receiver. I'm sending AJ Brown in a heartbeat. I never wanted AJ Brown all year long. I've been saying that since the beginning of the year. And if you can get Derrick Henry for any kind of AJ Brown package, smash that. Myers is inactive. Would I start Wilson over Waddle? I would, but I would love to have that update first. Like, you know, like Wilson's probably a 12, 15 point play if he's out there. And I don't think Chris Brooks, you know, I think Chris Brooks is the guy behind him. I don't think he would even touch his job because you still have Marshawn Lloyd on IR. So I mean, he would be a full 20 touch back. He'd be a great play. I'm going to start Spears over K9. I'm not against that, Torton. I'm not against that. I do not like K9 this week. I do not like Sharp this week. And I like Spears because you're playing the Patriots, because their interior front is where their strength is. Tony Pollard's been terrible. And you might get the garbage time receptions, and you got no Ridley. And they could probably line him up inline slot as well, get some catches for Spears there, you know, run a couple screens. I do like Spears as a sleeper play this week. Sleeper play, though. Would I play Bourne or Dowdle in the flex? What's up, Bulldog? Oh, Kendrick Bourne could draw AJ Terrell. The Falcons D's been great, but Mac Jones loves that guy. I think Dowdle's your safer play here. I'd say if you need the safe play, get loose, Hunter. Dang it. I'd say Dowdle's your safe play with touchdown upside. I'd say Bourne's your big upside play. They're both kind of flex plays to me. I'd say Dowdle's safer is how I'd break that. But Bourne, you do get Kittle back. He gets a tough matchup. He's been the guy with Mac Jones, but still, I'm probably going to go Dowdle. I've been offered Henry and Garrett Wilson. Oh, Frank, I'm 1-5. So it is win now. If you're 1-5, you can't be trading Derrick Henry and Garrett Wilson right now. You need JC's in this week. 1-6 would just crush you. I mean, if you take Henry and Garrett Wilson, you're losing your number one wide receiver for two guys on the bench. I'm not doing that at 1-5. I would consider that at like 3-3, but not 1-5. Fannin over Waddle. I like Fannin a ton this week, man. I like Fannin over Waddle. I'm actually going to stick on that. I do. Kraft or Ingram. I want to say Ingram, but he's just not getting the snaps. I mean, he's getting 7 targets, 6 targets a game, but he's playing 40% of the snaps. So I'm going to say Kraft, but that's tough because I don't know how much the game's going to be in hand here, especially if Josh Jacobs is out. Maybe it makes it a different game script for the Packers. So it's kind of tough right now, not knowing the update. Trevor Lawrence just it's just painful watching the Jags. I played old man Flacco, though, so it's not completely over. My guy, Flacco, baby. I was going to sit Swift and Rico. Oh, you can't sit Swift now. With the weather update in Chicago, Swift cannot be on your bench. Not. That T. Higgins last-minute slide and 2 knees for Flacco kept him at a 30+. Dude, what an unselfish play by T. Higgins, man. I did not see that coming from him. That was impressive. I cannot lie. If Jacobs sits, pivot to Wilson. So right now, here's a situation I'm in very competitively when I just picked up Wilson. So I'm holding him. I'm already cooked. I already played Jamar Chase, so it's not good. I'm holding Wilson right now. I have on the waiver, I have McCaffrey and Chris Moore. So I'm going to just hold Wilson right now, and then I'm going to wait and see what happens and grab one of those guys as we get to it there. As we draw closer and get the update. We're talking about making a trade next week. Okay. Yeah, you have to make that trade next week. I would 100% at 1-5. I'm doing that trade. Hampton is not going to help you probably till week 13, bro. So, I'm taking Henry for sure over who was the trade again? I got to scroll back up for Hampton. I mean, Hampton's not going to give you nothing. And then you got Garrett Wilson, who's probably after his bye week 10. I think it's week 9 their bye is. Week 10 he's back. So, yeah, I'm taking that. I'm taking that. What's good, YouTube? Squeeze, Evans, Pittman, Diggs, Waddle, sit 1. I'm sitting Diggs here. Because I don't like the game script that they're facing. Pittman's got Josh Downs out. Evans has the best matchup in fantasy football. And Jalen Waddle's been a target hog. Start Diggs or Ladd. This is Ladd for me big time here, Joe. The Colts struggle mightily versus the slot wide receiver, and Ladd has been absolutely on fire for the past 2 weeks. You're going to get Quentin to stretch the top or take the top off with the safeties, and Ladd is just going to feast in this game. I like Ladd and Keenan a lot. I just don't know which one I think is going to hit bigger. Double tap, flex, full PPR, Rico Dowdle, Matthew Golden. I mean, Dowdle's your safe play. If Josh Jacobs is out, could Matthew Golden hit that big play? For sure he could. I think it's bad advice for me to just tell you to go for the upside play. I'd rather take the safe play in Rico Dowdle. But if Josh Jacobs is out, it probably changes the way the offense looks. Maybe a 5% pass uptick more for the Packers. Again, I'm still going to go Dowdle. I'm going to take it safe here. If you got half Kamani Vidal, I've been trying to sell high everywhere, gamer. I mean, you get a waiver wire pickup, you get a 20-point game, you better move that guy if you can. That's why I considered it, and pairing CMC and Henry together going to make up for a lot. Dude, Frankie, I gotta get you like into the shows or get in the Discord or something to get private talk going, because I'm kind of on a sell high CMC right now too. So think about that as well, because the 49ers season is cooked. Indiana Jones or Mac Jones. Chargers just got some key defensive players back. Niners got Kittle back. Probably overthinking it. Craig, you're not really. This is a tough one. I have Danny Dimes higher. He has, they both have tough matches defensively. So Trevor Lawrence is losing his mind, about to get benched. He's playing so fucking terrible. I agree, Eagles as well. I do. I don't know if they got Khalil Mack back though. I'm still going Indiana Jones. I'm going Indy. Falcons D's been good, man. That draft capital they spent to trade up in the first round has paid off mightily. Running backs, Rico Dowdle, Tyjae Spears, RB2. I'm going Dowdle. Still going Dowdle. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, sleeves. Emmanuel Wilson plays 15+ point play. I agree. I just want to get this damn update so I can know. I put him on the market first time I've listened in, dude. I'm down. My guy. Yeah, so I'm sitting on McCaffrey because, if it's obviously your first time in here, I was best ball McCaffrey, draft McCaffrey, every single league McCaffrey. Now my Niners, and I'm behind me, 49er fan. Our injuries, dude, I don't see us, contending as my camera blurs out. So yeah, dude, you can get a heavy package for CMC right now, which is probably what I'm going to start doing here next week, probably in a bunch of leagues. Just because in the leagues I have him right now, I need to start this week with him. All right, so we got about 3 minutes left here, guys. Thank you guys for all the support. If you got any more questions, fire away. I'll answer them here for a second. I'm going to throw up. I always give you one of my pick'em locks at the end of the stream here. My pick'em lock for Thursday night was Jaylen Warren rushing, and I also said you could ladder that up to 80 yards rushing. I hit almost $1,200 on all those calls. It was perfect. I made a decision. As Wilson plays, I'm benching Waddle, also waiting for Ibuka. Smart man. I agree with that, Kyrie. Siri. I know, bro, if it comes out before 1 minute playing him over Mason, I agree. I was offered Hurts and Swift. For CMC, who's your quarterback? What's your roster situation? I don't know. I don't think I like. Yeah, I guess that depends. So, here we go. Lock of the week here, guys, is right here. Either one you want. Remember, gamble responsibly. Whatever you gamble on, if you do underdog, use Boomer Sleazy as a code. You use Drafter, use code Sleaze. This is my absolute lock play of the week. And it is right here. Either one you want. So 45.5 rushing yards with Isaiah Pacheco. And I'm willing to ladder that up to 60 plus if you're a gambling man, because you got Jacoby Myers out. You've got the Raiders in shambles. Geno Smith is the worst goddamn quarterback in football. BTJ drops another one, dude. Oh my God, this guy. What is going on with Brian Thomas Jr.? I also like his fantasy points at 8.85, and I'm willing to take his rush plus receiving over 60 yards, guys. So that is my absolute lock this week, is Isaiah Pacheco of the Kansas City Chiefs, who got a 77% snap share, which is RB1 usage last week. Addison or Bourne, raw man. I'm going Bourne. Just because of the connection with Mac Jones. I think it's a 51-49 call. They're both flex plays to me, kind of. I don't think it's, going to be that big of a. Could it be a big difference? Maybe like 2 points. I don't think it's much. Jelly of the month says, morning. I'm crappy. My outside playing my QB's Daniel with my kicker Gay. Lost last week due to kicker. I'm pivoting. I am pivoting to Kai Fairbairn. I'd liked Matt Gay a lot coming in, but again, I did my kicker and defenses rankings on, Tuesday. So I didn't know that Debo and Terry McLaurin were going to be out. So that really does hurt the scheme for Matt Gay a lot. Luther Burden is not a start for me this week. You got bad weather and you got DJ Moore back. Trevor Lawrence misses again. Just wide open. I can't watch. Jaguars offense just hurts my eyes. If Addison lines up with Adoy or Ringo, he is. Is Quinyon Mitchell out too? Fly Eagles Fly. I haven't seen that. So we got our Eagles Savant here. And if you guys don't follow him on Twitter, make sure you do as well. Fly Eagles Fly. Good dude in the community. Always doing fantasy football stuff. I don't trust that he's playing, but when they say he's got a chance to play, I'm starting him. It's Goff for me this week, Keiki. I don't like Hurts at Minnesota. They shouldn't be on. Oh, dude, it's terrible. It's all pinned in the comments and in the description of the video, or any of my main videos is pinned in the comments, not on this one. They should have kept Mac Jones over Lawrence 100%. So the full hour is in, guys. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the support, man. I know the game is on too, so I can't thank you guys enough for even coming in here, trying to compete with the NFL at the same time. Hope I gave you guys the best advice possible. I've got to set my lineups. I've got the friends coming over to the house here. I've got to set up the TVs. The lock of the week is Isaiah Pacheco, rushing yards 45.5. I'm willing to ladder it up to 60. And I'll be back tomorrow. I believe the game started at 4:15 tomorrow out here in Cali time. We got a doubleheader tomorrow, so I'll be out live at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. We'll recap everything, look at all the hits, look at all the misses. I like to be transparent. Again, let's get those dubs. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. If you have like any more questions or whatever, tag me on Twitter, whatever it is. I'll be here for the next 45 minutes or so on Twitter and moving stuff around the house here and getting ready to go. Quinion is playing. Okay. Good update there. All right, guys. Need a drop. I got you one last question. Need a drop player before 1 p.m. Currently dropping Coker off IR, Juan Jennings. I'd drop Coker over those guys. DK messed me up. What's up, Marv? I'll say what's up on the way out, my dude. That's it for me. I got to set up, guys. Peace. Let's get those dubs.